The Angels were 27-29 on June 7th when Joe Maddon, who was about to debut a sick new mohawk to get the boys fired up, was fired as manager of the Los Angeles Angels, with Phil Nevin taking over in the interim. Since then, they are 25-38 and arguably one of the worst teams in all, arguably the worst team in all of baseball. They're definitely in the conversation for it. They have had a plethora of injuries. There's definitely a lot of things to blame, but for the first time since being fired, Joe Maddon sat down with a reporter and had some words to say, and let's just say they weren't so positive about the Los Angeles Angels organization. What is up, YouTube? It is your boy NMR Sports here, come back at you with another MLB video. Today we're going over Joe Maddon's comments in his recent interview with the Tampa Bay Times. Before we get into today's video, I do want to give a shout out to Thrive Fantasy for sponsoring this video. Check them out at the link in my description or use promo code NMR when you sign up to get a 100% first deposit match on your first deposit. And if you deposit at least $10, you'll get two $20 free entries. If you deposit $100, you'll get four $20 contest entries. It's just free money. It's free money. $10, you get $60 worth of free bets. $100, you get $280 worth of free bets. Why are you still here? Go click that link, bet some money. You got the NFL season coming up and the MLB playoffs coming up. It's going to be a lot of exciting player props and daily fantasy contests. Check it out. It is live in most U.S. states, so even if you're in a state that maybe gambling isn't legal, daily fantasy contests as well as player props are, so go ahead and check that out. And without further ado, let's get into the video and start talking about this article on Joe Maddon's comments. Alright, so we're here on the Tampa Bay Times website. You can see fired Angels manager Joe Maddon having a blast and blasting how some teams are run. I wonder what team he's talking about when he says that. So let's get into the article. It starts with his intro just about, what Joe Maddon's up to nowadays since he's, not managing a team for the first time in like 50 years, something like that. But Maddon made it clear in a phone conversation on Friday that he does not miss the game, or at least the analytics-driven front office run version it has become in most places, and would have to find the absolutely correct situation to manage again. Having trouble speaking right now. It's like 1 in the morning. So basically Joe Maddon does not like, he's been pretty vocal his whole career about not liking the analytics driven baseball. That's nothing new here, but he does go on to talk about the Angels. He also said his unexpected June 7th firing as Angels manager with a 27-29 record amid a 12-game losing streak ended his relationship with the organization that he called home for 33 years, including his first 30 before returning as manager in 2020. It's like once it happened, I dissolved my affiliation with them, Maddon said. There's no emotion anymore. There's no nothing. It's like to me, they don't even exist organizationally. I still text with a lot of players. I text with a lot of the staff. One of them called me Friday, so we're staying in touch. He did say he said that the Angels having a worse record since his firing, 25-38 through Friday, doesn't impact his perspective. It doesn't make me feel better. It doesn't make me feel worse. He said, organizationally, I'm kind of numb to the whole thing because if you wish them badly, I'm wishing really good friends badly, and I can't do that. So basically, he's saying he still has a lot of friends in the Angels organization, but he's not a big fan. In my opinion, he's talking mostly about Perry Minasian and Artie Moreno. I don't know if he's just talking about Artie Moreno or if he's just talking about Perry Minasian, but clearly there is problems going on in the front office of the Angels, which fans have been saying for a very long time, so it's kind of refreshing to see someone actually come out and say it. I know most players in the organization aren't going to come out and say it because they either don't want to start drama or, they don't want to shit on a franchise that is signing their paychecks. But Joe Maddon has nothing to lose here, so he went on and said it out loud, which is nice. And the article does go on to say a few more things. The Angels are heading to an 8th straight season of missing the playoffs and 7th straight season of a losing record, despite having one of the game's best players in Mike Trout and another in Shohei Ohtani. Joe Maddon says that it's strange and frustrating, and I think we all can agree with that as Angels fans. It is absolutely frustrating. The infrastructure needs to be improved. There's a lot of things that need to be improved there, Maddon said. These guys can't do it alone, obviously. It's the non-sexy stuff. Love that phrase. The non-sexy stuff that has to get better. It's not just bright, shiny objects like they have. That's kind of a interesting jab at Trout and Ohtani right there. Kind of interesting. They need to do the infrastructure better in order to go to get to where we had been in the past. That was my goal, to get the Angels back to where we had been in the past. That was it. Nothing but pure intentions. I was an Angel. They had every ounce of me, and now that's done. Talk about a gut punch, man. That can make a grown man cry right there. That was it. Nothing but pure intentions. I was an Angel. They had every ounce of me, and now that's done. That is like, bro, that is good writing. I want Joe Maddon to write a book after reading that. That is some grade A. I'm not much of a book reader myself, in case that wasn't obvious. I don't know, man. That is a beautiful, beautiful phrase. It makes you sad. It makes you want to cry. This guy was an angel. This guy was an angel for life. He spent 30 years, over 30 years in this organization, and they just kicked him out the door, man. I don't know, man. So it goes on to say what he's been doing, improving his golf game. He's hanging out in Pennsylvania, his original hometown and whatnot. But I don't know. I saw this article pop up yesterday. I figured I had to make a video about it, even though it's going to be a shorter one than usual. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know in the comments if you think we did Joe Maddon dirty. He shouldn't have been fired. I tend to agree with that statement, even though, there's no winning with this franchise, with this current roster. It's like polishing a turd, they say. You're not going to get this roster to the postseason no matter what. The breakdown was not Joe Maddon's fault. It was the players not playing well, the coaches not coaching well, players getting hurt, like stuff that's out of his control. I have no hard feelings towards Joe Maddon. I think most Angels fans don't. The only thing we all have in common, though, is that we hate Artie Moreno, so I think that's where the problem lies, and that problem's going to continue to lie there, because why would he sell a franchise that's one of the most profitable in all of sports? Look at all the Shohei Ohtani merch that sells. You think, how easily this game sold out when they gave out MVP Shohei Ohtani bobbleheads, or when they gave out the Shohei Star Wars bobbleheads, or the Shohei pillow, or the Shohei t-shirt. Shohei Ohtani is putting butts in seats. Mike Trout sells jerseys. Even Anthony Rendon sells jerseys. This team is way too profitable for Artie Moreno to sell the team. He is never going to sell the team as long as we keep buying tickets. If you really want to send a message, then stop showing up. Stop going to games. Stop buying t-shirts. Stop buying hats. And I'm guilty of this myself because I know it's an impossible task. I like this team. I want to root for this team, no matter how hard they make it. I just want somebody to come into this organization and figure it out. Get that deep team that we've always needed. Get some, sign some good players. And we have to get lucky too. Like, not only is this franchise run poorly, but even when, we'll do something and then another team will do the exact same thing as us and it'll work for them, but it won't work for us. Look at the Twins this year. The Twins put a bunch of Band-Aids over the pitching staff, just like the Angels always like to do. They put a very bad rotation together, or a very mediocre rotation together. They put a mediocre bullpen together. They got a few pieces at the trade deadline and then signed Carlos Correa as a free agent, and all of a sudden they're in the postseason race. I know it's because it's a weak division, but other teams will do the same things that the Angels do, but it works out for them sometimes. It never works out for this franchise. So we suck. The franchise is run poorly. We don't get lucky. It's just a plethora of things that go wrong with this organization day in and day out. And Joe Maddon is, helping our cause, I feel like. When he brings stuff to the light like this, when big names bring stuff to the light like this, I would love for Trout to come out and say something like this. Like, instead of just saying, hey, I trust Perry. I think Perry's doing a great job. I trust him. Or Artie Moreno is a great guy. I would like him to come out and say, this franchise is an embarrassment. I'm embarrassed to wear this jersey. I would love for him to say that, because maybe it would open their damn eyes and maybe make a change. I don't know. Shohei has said something along the lines of that, but he's usually pretty polite about things, so somebody's got to go light a fire under their butt, because there's no sense of urgency with this franchise to ever improve. I will say Perry Manassian's done an okay job rebuilding the farm system. It looks a little better than it used to. That's not saying much, because our farm system's never been that good. So, I don't know. Those are my thoughts on the situation. I kind of got on a little off-tangent rant there, and now the video is actually pretty long. So, appreciate you guys watching. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on Joe Maddon's comments. I'm very interested to see what you have to say. I will have a vlog going up for you guys tomorrow at the Royals-Rays game, and then I'll have another one going up at the Angels-Rays game on Tuesday. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Check out Thrive Fantasy at the link in my description. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. I hope you have a great rest of your day.